Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 350.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, I'm going to share with you stories of 3 self-made millionaires who share their number one money-saving trick. And this comes to us from CNBC.com and Kathleen Elkins. And it says, when it comes to building wealth, the formula is simple. Save more and spend less. Of course, that's easier said than done. To help you start saving more, we rounded up tips from self-made millionaires who have socked away lots of money. From millionaire entertainers to everyday people who felt the need to turn around their financial lives, here are great savers' top strategies. Number 1. Automate everything. In just 5 years, Grant of Millennial Money went from having $2.26 in his bank account to $1 million. During his 5-year journey to 7 figures, in addition to focusing on earning, he saved 50% of his income. The key to saving half your income, Grant says, is to make things automatic. He calls that essential. He recommends talking to your HR department and having a portion of your income sent to a savings or investment account. This is in addition to contributing to your 401k. He's not the only one who advises putting your financial plan on autopilot. As self-made millionaire David Bach writes in The Automatic Millionaire, automating your finances is the one step that virtually guarantees that you won't fail financially. You'll never be tempted to skimp on savings because you won't even see the money going directly from your paycheck to your savings accounts. Number 2, generate more than one income and save the largest. We can't all be Jay Leno, but we can save like he does. From the moment the comedian entered the working world, he has always had 2 incomes. I'd bank one and I'd spend one, Leno tells CNBC, and he made sure to spend the smaller amount. He kept the habit even after his career took off. When he started hosting NBC's The Tonight Show, he booked himself at least 150 comedy show gigs a year, so I never had to touch the principal, Leno said. To this day, he's never spent a dime of his Tonight Show money. Start by thinking about how you can generate more money. Next, employ Leno's strategy. Save the larger form of income and spend the smaller one. Number 3. Use the 50-30-20% rule. Kyle Taylor of The Penny Hoarder, who went from cash-strapped to self-made millionaire in a matter of years, says one simple formula has helped him save, particularly when dealing with windfalls like a cash gift or bonus. It's called the 50-30-20% rule. 50% of the money goes straight to the bank, into your checking account, emergency fund, or a long-term savings account, while 30% goes toward funding your lifestyle, and 20% goes towards fun. Having those percentages set up ahead of time will give you the freedom and the control to make sure you're making a wise financial decision, Taylor said. End of article. So these are 3 great stories and really fun to share with you. And I just want to go back and review some details about each one because I find that what happens sometimes in an article is there is a little bit of a misnomer about what actually created the wealth. And I want to clear that up for you so you know exactly why these people became millionaires. Because it wasn't just due to saving money. And that is, as you know from other podcasts where I've talked about this, that is the one thing that really bugs me, is that people say, save more, spend less, and you'll become a millionaire. Well, no, you won't. You actually won't, unless you have a large 6-figure income that you can then save to $1 million. But you need to have an investment portion. There's a compounding piece to this formula that keeps getting left out. And so what I want to say to you is, Yes, you need to save money. That's step 2 of the 6 steps to wealth is save a nest egg. But you also need to do step 4 and 5, which is invest in a money engine and compound at a high rate. That is what is going to get that savings account for most people to the $1 million figure. And so it's not usually enough just to save. So I want to make that point on the example number 1 that was given, that yes, he got to $1 million in his account, but I assure you it's not just from saving 50% of his income, because that, to get there in 5 years, would have to be $200,000 a year that he saved. And so he would have had to be making $400,000 a year in income to save $200,000 to get to $1 million in 5 years. So my assumption here is that he was also investing, probably in the stock market, and was able to reach his goal within 5 years because he was compounding at a high rate. So it's the saving is one piece, but it's not everything. All right, so that's example number 1. Example number 2 with Jay Leno, I love this example because people often don't think enough about creating multiple streams of income. And I love the idea of having a side hustle where you have another source of income. And in this case, Jay had a side hustle and then lived on that money and then had a fabulous fat multi-million-dollar paycheck for doing the Tonight Show and banked that money and probably invested in maybe some of his collector cars, etc. But it says he's never spent a dime, so maybe not. But from somewhere, he got the money to buy this fabulous car collection that he has. And I'm kind of a car buff, so I think that's pretty cool that he's got some very rare and exotic cars that will increase in value. Not the kind of cars that depreciate, but the kind of cars that are rare, collectible, and appreciate. So anyway, I like the idea of having more than one stream of income. I think this is a great idea that most people just don't think enough about. People think too much about living on one income rather than creating multiple streams of income. Maybe having a rental property, maybe renting out an RV or a room in your house with Airbnb that would provide another income for you, or starting a side hustle. There's all different things you can do, but I want you to think about being someone who has multiple streams of income. And then number 3, Kyle Taylor of The Penny Hoarder, who I've met and respect a lot. He's fantastic. He has this 50-30-20% rule, which is great. So 50% of his money goes to the bank, 30% goes to your lifestyle, and 20% goes to having fun. I don't know if that exact equation is going to work for your life. I don't think it would have worked for my life when I was in the working world. I think that that wouldn't have worked for me. I'm not sure that the 50-30-20% rule is going to work for everyone. It works for him, and obviously it's advice he's giving to other people. You can certainly try it. It might work for you. But the bottom line is, follow the 6 steps to wealth, because ultimately, yes, you need to save money and you need to have money to invest. You have to accumulate some capital in order to get started investing. But it's the investing and the compounding that is going to make you a millionaire. And so I want you to get really clear that that is what it's all about. It's the rate that you compound at. And the more you can compound at a high rate, the sooner you will reach your $1 million goal. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, please hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to have a review of the show from you too. And if you'd like to get my 11 quick tips to boost your wealth, go onto my website at lindapjones.com and pick it up. It's 11 quick things anyone can do to get to financial freedom faster. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.